there, Dragon City Gamer. So, a little unexpectedly, we already have another Wizard's Hollow event coming to the game. And so last time we had Prideful Vampire as the reward dragon, which was fine, but However, this time we actually have a Karma Dragon in this event. And before you ask, Wizard's Hollow, there is no real strat to it. It is purely RNG in terms of which of the orbs you're going to collect and what's going to be inside them. But at the same time, there are some things that you can consider in terms of your gem spending to make sure that you don't waste too much with this event. But you'll see here that we have Wizard's Hollow Karma Course Focus. And so not only do we actually have this Karma Dragon in this event, we also have heroic eggs and some spicy chests in this one. In these chests, you can actually get orbs of Jewel Parliament, which you can see the difference in these chests, ×1, ×2, ×3, or ×200. That's a pretty steep difference in the amount of orbs you can get. And then this heroic egg chest, you can just get the other heroics out of this. So, you know, if you've got tons of heroics that you want to pick up, and potentially we're going to have some heroic quests starting tomorrow for some other heroics. So maybe you could get lucky out of this chest and get those for the quests. But then we have Focus Karma themselves, which is an electric primary element dragon, which is okay. The further into Master you get, there tend to be fewer Terror Dragons than at the start of the game, like in the early game. So Focus Karma, I'd say, isn't too bad. You know, it just depends on whether the elements work for your team. And of course, it is just a Karma Dragon. So you've got all that RNG aspect. But if we click play on this, it's going to work pretty much the same as the one that we had for Prideful. But this time, we are going to have a different set of rewards. A set of very, very tempting rewards in the form of that heroic egg chest and those Parliament chests. But same as before, we've got the blue runes and we've got the golden runes, and we have to get up to level 50 to get your hands on Focus Karma. And like I said before, I think the best thing to do with this event would be to only really be willing to gem it if you have tons of gems spare. And I mean like 500-ish gems spare. Now you can do it with fewer than that, but it would really come down to your luck when you're opening up these marbles, because every one of these golden sets, you will just be able to open any of them and not run into a wizard. But outside of that, you could just get a wizard like every single time. And I would personally say that if you manage to pick up either one of these perception chests or one of these golden heroic chests, you'll probably just want to take it because they're pretty good. But comparatively to the previous rewards in the Prideful Dragon event, I would say that these were a lot more tempting to go for. But at the same time, these are also a lot more difficult to get because, like the heroic egg chest, you need 11 of the golden runes. The perception chest, you need 6, which is quite different to what we had last time. But of course, in this event, you can either get, you know, the spooky wizard, or you can get gems and things like that. Sometimes it might actually be worth it if you're really close to getting the heroic egg to open up a second golden chest or golden marble, because they tend to hold those golden runes in them. But like, we just got 15 common orbs, so in this case I would just go next room. And so far we've picked up nothing, absolutely nothing of value, so we're just going to keep going for now. Some more food. It's not an impressive amount of food. Next one, we're going to click this gold. I feel like these rewards so far have been absolutely terrible, by the way. And then, there we go, we run into a wizard already. Like, you can get absolutely screwed over in this event, and you know, we can play on for 5. I'm just going to do 5 just to give this event another go for you, and that means that we won't run into a wizard in the next room. And there you go, we've got 3 golden runes for that, which, you know, that's not a bad pickup for a single level, but there's no wizard on this one. Another 5,000 gold? Ugh. Pretty bad. And then we can open up one of these golden ones. What have we got? Gems? No, we're going to get a golden room. Chances are we're probably going to end up dying before the next room, because the next one's going to be at 15, and you got to think it's 1 in 4, 25% chance. So your chances of dying in each 5 segment is actually quite significant. But we've got nothing of value anyway, so in this case we might as well just keep going. Breeding perk, who cares? And there you go, wizard. So in this case, I would not be gemming again under any circumstance. There's no need. We've got nothing of value. We're barely into this event. Personally, I'm just gonna quit. There is no point to continuing. But much like the Prideful Dragons event, you will have free resets once a day, or you can just keep gemming to try and go for a good run. Now, I would say that this one's more worth it to gem than the previous one because the rewards are a lot better than the Prideful Dragon one. So if you did spend all your gems on the Prideful holo, well, I kind of feel sorry for you, to be honest. But this is the reason why I said, especially for the Prideful one, I think it depends on the kind of rewards that they have in the event. Because this one, it's a Karma Dragon. Focus Karma isn't exactly easy to get a hold of. It's either going to be trading or pure luck out of like Dragon TV. Or you can just get it guaranteed by gemming through this whole event. But depending on how unlucky you get, that could be what, 50 gems, it could be 100 gems, it could be 500 gems. So it will come down to how much you'd have to spend down to RNG, but I'd say that if you really want the dragon, you really want to get the other rewards as well, and you have the gems spare, I'd only do it if you can guarantee it. Now that's my personal stance because I'm personally not a gambler, and as you've seen in my runs in Wizards Holo so far, you can just get absolutely screwed over with nothing of value to show for it. And I've seen quite a few people in this event so far where they'll get to like level 48, level 49, and then they run into a wizard and then it will cost them like 200 plus gems for a revive, and that's it, their run is over because that's it, they can't afford it. That's it, they die on level 48, 49, get nothing, and they've just wasted 400 gems. So this is an event that will eat your gems if you're not careful. Please do not spend gems on this event unless you can guarantee that you're going to get the rewards. Like, you need a lot of gems to be able to guarantee it. I don't think it's wise, especially when we've got, you know, Heroic Race on. If you're going to be doing Heroic Combat Quests 1 and 2, do remember that you are going to need to gem to skip the empowerment. So you're going to need just under 100 gems for that as well. So you're going to have 100 gems spare. So like for me, that would mean I've got like, what, 140 gems spare-ish? And that's not a lot to be using in Wizards Holo. And is it really wise? I'm not personally that inclined to care about this event too much. So we'll do the free ones. And I'm probably going to spend like max of 5 gems per run, maybe 10 if we get lucky and we've got like, you know, a perception chest to pick up. But aside from that, it's not exactly a lot of perception orbs either, is it? And I say perception parliament, sorry, I always get the words mixed up in my brain. But parliament, it's not a lot of orbs for parliament, even if you do end up gemming, unless you get that major jackpot. So personally, I don't think it's worth it. Of course, everyone's got their own different values that they're going to put on those individual orbs, but I don't think spending like 50 gems for 3 Parliament orbs is a very good trade-off personally. But anyway, the other thing that we've got going on, of course, on top of the Alliance chest and the Heroic Race, is we do have the ads for today. And now the ads yesterday did work, so I can only assume that the ads today are also going to work, and so you can get your hands on that piñata. And when you do get your hands on this piñata, that means that if you got the free items from last week, which you should have by default, and then you get them from this week, then as long as you're watching ads every day during the week, you should be able to get your hands on the corrupted egg chest, which, you know, it doesn't have the air quotes good corrupteds in it, but it does have corrupteds in it, and corrupteds aren't easy dragons to get. Of course, they're going to become a little bit more common as of this event, with a couple of corrupted eggs being available, but at the very least, you should be able to get at least one of them if you watch the 2 ad sets from this weekend. Of course, if you want to get the Heroic High Rain Dragon, then you'll have to watch them for the next 2 weeks of the weekends as well, but as long as you get at least 2 weeks of the ads watched, then you can get a corrupted. But of course, it's 100 ads, there's an hour break between, so you really need to be on it with watching these ads on Sundays. They are a pain in the butt to do, especially if you've got like a secondary account or anything else. So all I can really do is wish you the best of luck. I'm going to continue on with Heroic Race, and we should be able to make it to lap 19, but it depends on how we go with our skip. I probably could have made it to 20, but to be honest, I just started falling asleep rather than playing this event super optimally, which is roughly to be expected, but yeah, we actually have someone that looks like they're going to get to lap 15 this time. It's the highest lap person I've seen in my races in a while, which is not very high. And obviously I don't care because I'm on a higher lap than them, but you know, the birthday hamper would have been fantastic, but you know, I guess we'll just go for the Titan egg chest. We got the extra orbs for Cinco anyway, so that's fine. So I guess for now, best of luck with your race and your racing opponents, and super good luck to you in the Wizard's Hollow. Just remember, there isn't really anything that you can do to increase your chances or make your event better aside from gemming. So I would say don't gem unless you can guarantee the rewards. If you can't guarantee it, I'd recommend against gemming on average, unless it's like 10, 15, 20 gems max, but don't go wasting tons of gems on this unless you can definitely get, you know, the heroic egg chest or the karma dragon itself. But anyway, good luck, and I hope to see you again soon.